Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hourglass Talks. I'm your host, Mike Lowry, with your boy Tay Sears. Tay, what's up, man? Good morning.
What's going on? What's going on?
Doing all right. It's been a minute, man. Hey, first and foremost, congratulations to Columbus Spencer High School winning state championship. Hey, we brought another one back to Columbus. Although I didn't go to Columbus, Spencer, you didn't go to Spencer. Bringing it back to our hometown. Always
Yeah,
cool.
that's big time. That's big time.
Big time, man. But funny thing, congratulating them. You had posted, like a motivational message for them or whatever. I'm trying to pull that up real quick. But one thing I caught when I was reading it was impose your will. You like impose your will. Obviously, it was much more than that. But, you were like, don't take it for granted. They made it to a point where every high school athlete dreams of state championship, and that percentage is low. I don't know exactly what it is, but everybody, basketball, track, baseball, any sport,
Everybody's trying to get one trophy.
Right? They want to win state. So you were like, yo, don't take it for granted. Impose your will. Make her remember your name. I thought it was a good message. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that and how it's not even about sports, just sports, but life in general? Can you go ahead?
Yeah, bro. So when I say don't take it for granted, I say that from a personal standpoint because I know what it's like to get there and not bring it home. I know what it's like to get all the way to the big dance, all the way to the championship, and get second. Right. I know what it's like. I also know what it's like to get all the way to the championship at the state and win. I also know what that's like too. And I will tell you that one is a whole lot better than the other. A whole lot better. It's not even close. So when I say don't take it for granted, it simply means that I was fortunate enough to be able to compete at the state level for 3 years in high school. My sophomore year I went, I got second. My junior year I went, I got second again. Then my senior year I finally won the state championship.
Got over the hump.
So when I say don't take it for granted, I mean that there's a possibility that you won't go back. It's not easy to get back. It's not easy to stay on top. It's not easy to stay the man. So when I say don't take it for granted, I say it from a standpoint to where I know what it's like to be at the top and then fall back down. Right. I know what it's like to almost be at the top, then fall back down.
That almost jump, that's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. So when I'm looking at and I'm talking about things like impose your will, when you're there, literally make them remember who you are. Not thinking about it from a point of view that, dang, you know what, I might not make it back. I mean, impose your will to the point that next year when these teams are preparing, it's like, okay, we got to get right because we got to play Spencer at the end of the year. We got to get right because we got to compete against Tay at the end of the year. Impose your will to make them do something different to prepare for you. Because when you got teams preparing for you and they don't even know, it ain't even a guarantee that you gonna make it to, the top this year, then you're doing something right. Make them remember your name. 5, 10, 20 years from now, that same school need to be like, you know what, we played these guys from Spencer and oh my God, they were some dogs. Impose your will. Make them remember who you are. Don't let them forget your name. Don't let them forget where you come from. Don't let them forget what you did to them. Don't let them forget how bad you dominated them. Don't let them forget who you are and what you stand for. Impose your will. I went into every single meet, every single track meet like, okay, I don't know who this guy is, who this guy is, who this guy is. But I promise you after this meet, that guy, and that guy are going to know who I am because I'm going to impose my will every single time I step onto the track. And it's just not for sports. Whenever you go on into public places, no matter where it is, impose your will, whether it's the classroom, your workspace, impose your will. Make them know who you are. Do what you do so good that your name is always being brought up, in the good and the bad. Do what you do so good to where when something's off, it's like, okay, well, let me let me see what's going on with Tay, because you got to take the good with the bad.
Right.
You got to take the good with the bad. Impose your will in every area of life so they know exactly who you are, because you are so good at being you that they have to mention you. Impose your will. Simple as that.
Gotcha. So in other words, back when you were saying, not impose your will, but don't take it for granted, right?
Right.
So in other words, you have to take full advantage of the opportunity at hand.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, like you say, you might not get that opportunity ever again. Forget, in terms of sports, getting to that top stage, championship stage, finals, whatever it may be. But, job opportunities, job interviews, take full advantage of that opportunity right then and there, because, they might not call you back.
They might not.
They might not call you back. And that applies to all areas of life, man. Just, you don't take full, and what was I saying? It's full responsibility for that, opportunity. It's like, you cutting yourself short every time.
And every time. Also something that I mentioned in that same post, I said, what are you gonna do when it's hundreds, thousands of other people that are trying to get the same thing that you want, and it's only one of those things?
Yep.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when he want what you want?
That's the question of the day right there. What are you going to do to separate yourself from the crowd?
How are you going to separate yourself? Only one person can get the prize. What are you going to do? When we going out, these guys or these athletes, when they're going out to go to college, they're looking at getting recruited. You got to understand, on a basketball team, it's a 15-man roster. Maybe 2 people at each position, 3 people, maybe 3 people at each position. Sometimes, depending on the team, it's hundreds of college athletes or high school athletes trying to get to college. What are you going to do to get one of those spots? Because one or 2 of them is already filled by the guys that's there. So as an incoming freshman, what are you going to do to get that spot? What are you going to do to make that coach say, you know what, I need him on my team versus the million other high school basketball players in the country? How are you going to impose your will?
It's a good question, man. I think, and not to make it, like, dang, it's hard. It's going to be hard. But, if you want it as bad as you say you want it, what are you going to do to separate yourself?
What are you going to do?
You're going to stay late, get up early, like, put in extra work, whatever it may be in any area of life that, you're trying to succeed in. It's, like you said, man, impose your will. And I think that's very important. But, hey, with that being said, say you got anything else before we close out for the day, man?
I mean, that's it. I mean, just to that high school athlete that end up just coming across this video, every single other high school athlete is going to bed. I mean, is waking up for school, going to practice, and coming back home. That's what all y'all doing. What are you going to do outside of that? What are you going to do? What are you going to do before school that's helping you get better at your craft? What are you going to do after practice that's helping you get better at your craft? So that's it. That's all I got for it.
Got you, man. Tay, I appreciate it. You have a good day. Friday. Matter of fact, you have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you when I see you, bro. Y'all have a good one.
Man. Same to you.
Have it eat.